You are traveling to another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries that of imagination. Your next stop, the Zcast Zone. I am Krillin189. I'm joined with my co-host. And tonight we got a very special episode for you guys. We are talking all about The Last of Us in this episode. So we are going to be talking about The Last of Us, not just the game, but also the new HBO series. And my co-host King Piccolo has not seen, not played the game, so forgive him for that. I know. He has not played the game. He's not a Sony pony.
I mean, it used to be back in the day, but you know, that's like.
But I mean, he hasn't played like the PS3 Sony ponies. Because The Last of Us came out on the PS3 originally, and near the end of the PS3 cycle. If you wanted further information about The Last of Us, that's when The Last of Us came out. Let me think. The PS3 came out in what, 2007? I want to say. And The Last of Us came out in like 2012, 2013.
It's a pretty long time ago, man.
I mean, it's a great game.
Oh man. Yes. I mean, I would imagine it's a top
amazing,
game,
bro.
You know, considering the fact that it won over 200 awards, you know, for the first game. And you know, that's a lot in and of itself. When you're nominated that many times,
you don't win that many awards without fantastic writing.
No, rather. Yeah, and that's one of the things that the series does. So, are we going to
start off by talking about the first episode compared to the game? So, do you want to know? You want to know how the game starts?
I think that'd be a good idea, and then we can do like a.
Okay, so the game starts exactly how we were playing Team Survivor, by the way. That's up to you. But so the game starts pretty much exactly how the HBO series episode 1 starts. Minus Joel's daughter's not black. She's not black, as far as I remember in the game. She's not black. They did race swap his daughter, in the HBO series, but hey, it was written great, so I have no complaints. But
okay.
But it basically starts out, you know, and
right, exactly.
Everything's peaceful, you know. He's enjoying his time. He gets his birthday gift from Ellie, or from his daughter. His daughter gives him a watch and stuff, and gives him a watch, and they have cake and stuff, and they watch TV, and she falls asleep on the couch. He puts her to bed in the game, and then you take control of your daughter, Joel's daughter, and then you're walking around the house, and you're walking around the house, exploring the house, and then in the window you see an explosion, and then Joel bursts through the door, and he goes, "We gotta get the hell out of here."
Wow.
And then Joel's brother, crap, it's been so long since I've seen it. Beat the game. It's been so long since I played the game, I can't remember his name. But Joel's brother comes in and takes him in the pickup truck. He goes to the pickup truck. And they start to get out of the town like they do in the show, of course. And so it's pretty spot on with episode 1. It's pretty spot on with everything from the game, the look of the world, and everything is pretty much spot on with the video game.
Order confirmed.
Right. I mean, I kind of would have imagined that, but
it is very spot on.
It's like super spot on, which I can definitely appreciate that.
So that's pretty much how the game starts, and that's pretty much how the first episode works, right? So let's talk about the first episode. What are the things that you liked and didn't maybe like?
Right.
Round 2.
Well, with me not playing the game, I just have to go off of, you know, the show by itself.
So,
and I found it very interesting because I don't know if you know this or not, but
yeah, it's called
a thing in science called zombie snails. Are you familiar with this?
Let me rephrase
phenomenon?
what the cordyceps virus is based around. The cordyceps virus is based around so the bull ant has this fungi that it spores to, and it grows and starts to growing through its body and taking control of its mind, right? And it makes the bull ant go to a higher point of view, so the virus can spread. So the cordyceps can spread, making it commit suicide so it can spread.
Right. Well, there's also something else called lycochloridium, and it's where this parasite
it gets in their
infects
eyeballs
a snail, and then
puts
it
them
takes
in the high
over their
point
mind
and
to
makes
where
them
they
go to the
venture
high
out in the
point
open.
where a bird just rips off their eye. Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a fungi though. It's a parasite.
It's almost theoretically like, yeah, I mean it is.
Round 4.
Right, and here it's a fungi.
Well,
I mean, like, there is some very real similarities between the virus and the parasite.
It acts more like a virus than it does, not a virus. It's not a virus. It's the cordyceps, the mushroom.
Okay, I see what you're saying. That makes a lot of sense.
That infect them. So it's the spores. So what they didn't show in the show, the spores are everywhere indoors, and they have to wear gas masks when they go indoors. Joel and everyone has to wear gas masks, or they can get infected. So you can get infected by not only breathing the gas mask, breathing in this stuff.
So does this?
But you can also get infected by biting. Eventually, everyone's infected. I think there's no cure for it.
Power items have.
So, like in the actual game, does it tell you how it started?
It does
because
tell
I don't
you
think
how
it tells you exactly
how it starts.
In the show.
It's in a way it tells you how it starts. It basically starts like So the only thing I can think of is the government basically caused it, and they were messing with some cordyceps, and it caused super cordyceps, causing a viral cordyceps.
Choking.
So kind of like a mutation or some sort of like, demented experiment where they were trying to splice
something like
or
that.
maybe
It doesn't really tell you exactly how it starts.
Or just like government funding.
It doesn't tell you exactly how it starts, but
like they do today.
You pretty much figure the government has something to do with it. Right.
As they almost always do. Which is not an absurd, reach, for saying that. Which our government and a lot of other governments have been, has their hand in a lot of stuff like that, and they just don't tell us. But we're not, without going, too far into that. In the show, what is his name, Joe, right? He said Ellie was trying to, ask where he thought the virus, or asked where he thought the virus came from, and he said he wasn't sure.
That
and
makes
he gave
more
like an
sense.
explanation. Well, maybe it
That
got
makes
in the
more
food
sense.
supply, and maybe people just got infected that way. I mean, that is actually pretty smart. That
Too choking.
instead of just like someone creating it, that seems like a super viable option for sure. Like absolutely it does.
Right.
Because I mean,
Yeah, it does
everybody
sound
eats,
more,
so it's like you can't get
viable.
away from it, Exactly. So So did you want to talk about now, like the actual
that's up to
review
you.
of it, or did you still want to break down the episodes?
If you haven't
or
seen,
you want to do the similarities versus?
So
I mean, there's a lot.
The one woman mentions the Pakistani or Indian one mentions that it started in the, like you said, it started in that and stuff like that. But she also mentioned Bomba.
Yeah.
Drop a bomb.
Danger zone in.
Right. That is true.
So they bombed the city.
He's in the blue room. He's got overshoot.
Ain't got no show no more, but
Yeah.
they bombed the city, so they listened to her and they bombed the cities. So that's why when you open up with, it's been 20 years later after Joel's daughter's died.
Round lost.
And Joel's got gray hair.
Exactly. Yes.
Yes, it's the same as.
And is that the same in the?
It's been 20 years.
Round.
She died in 2003.
Okay.
It was 2023.
Plasma grenades acquired.
There will be.
So
There
between the
is
show and the movie. There's really not a
further
whole lot of
in the
differences.
third episode. It
what it seems
is
like.
changed from the original, but I think it's better. So like the first episode is basically just set up. It's basically the first
Round
6
lost.
hours of the game in the story. Maybe first 4 hours of the game. And so with episode 2 is where it gets more
Say no
interesting,
to choking.
in my opinion.
Okay, so basically the premise of the whole show is there's a virus that gets out, and then the government is making
it's
a
not the
deal with
government.
Joel to get Ellie out of the quarantine zone.
No, it's another group called the Fireflies.
It's not, or it's Fedra, right?
They're kind of like not a good guys either, so
Oh, the Fireflies. Okay, yeah.
they're not really
Okay.
a good guy either. But I mean, I guess you call them eco-terrorists.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
You may continue.
So basically, it seems like to me, with me just being like,
Yes,
first
she
watching the
does.
show, it seems like Ellie might have like a natural immunity to the virus. This is just from my
Ellie-
perspective. That's why
Ellie
they need to
is
save her
a,
and get her out of the
yes.
quarantine zone to get her to this other facility.
I don't
What
remember.
other show does that sound like?
Yeah,
I know there's been other like.
but
I
The
don't
Last
know,
of Us
there-
came out
Oh,
before
Dying
Dying.
Light. They did the same thing.
I think maybe.
In Dying Light, they did the same thing. Right. I was just trying to get my mind sparked as to the similarity.
Yeah, but the difference between The Last of Us and Dying Light is The
Thank you. I
Last
can
of Us
speak today.
actually has a good story. So
Yeah,
the
and that's what
writing
I really want
itself
to talk about
is
too. The story
Oh my
writing
God, dude.
itself.
it is so good. Like if you haven't watched The Last of Us
Like a
TV series,
chef's, you know,
it's on HBO Max.
dish.
We're not a sponsor, but freaking watch it, dude. It's like the best show out right now.
Yeah,
It is so good in its writing.
no, we're not.
You even like the third episode, and it's
I'd
kind of a
say it's
controversial
One of the
episode.
best shows.
But we'll get into that. It is for some
Boy, is it
people. I
ever.
don't have a problem with that.
Boy, is it ever.
We'll get into it later. But so the second episode.
So should we do any spoiler warning before we get into the movie? Should we do any
Like
spoiler
we will get
warnings,
into
or just get
spoilers,
all
guys.
into it?
So if you haven't
'Cause you should
watched it,
probably
like come
expect,
back
you know.
and like hear us talk about and gush about it, and whatever. So like this is your final warning. There will be spoilers
Fiesta.
coming up because we're about to get into episode 2 territory, which is where things
Yes.
go a little different, slightly different in the game, but still the same. Sorry, guys. He has kids.
Go to bed. Come on now. Go to bed.
You know how it is.
Please go to bed.
Yeah. Piccolo has Gohan
Earn the most
today,
kills.
so
That's the most that
The authorities.
oh, you got Trunks there, dude?
Go Tanks and Trunks is.
Dang, dude, you're doing double babysitting duty tonight, huh? What the heck is Goku and Chi-Chi? Are they on date or something with Vegeta?
Doing the fusion dance.
You don't know, huh?
He knocked the bottle.
Confirmed.
But yeah,
That's
so
hilarious.
this is a fine warning, guys. We're gonna get into episode 2 territory a little bit, and we're gonna be spoiling some of the some of the setup. So if you haven't watched it, go check out The Last of Us HBOMax Series. It's a 10 out of 10. Like right now, there's 3 episodes. Each one is about an hour and a half long. Just trust us, dude. Trust us, guys. It's amazing.
That's definitely worth it.
It is. It's so good.
It's worth your time
So,
and money.
without further
Like,
ado,
no joke.
we
Your
are
time
going to
and
get
your
into
money.
episode 2 territory. So I want you to start out with how it opens, because I kind of
Gained
forgot.
the lead.
Yes. Yeah. I believe it, if I'm not mistaken, it opens with them
Did you apply for
getting out
proper
in the
permits?
open
Taz and Ellie.
and they're starting to travel with what's the girl's name? Yes, Tess, and then they
Government,
actually start to meet
Fireflies.
these what do you call them exactly? What's their official name?
I don't.
No, the zombies. What are
I
their
don't
official
remember
names?
what they called them in the game.
Not creepers. In the show, what do they call them? They're called something. I know they're called something. But anyway, so they're basically having to
It's a museum.
to travel cross country,
It's
and
like
they
a
stop
museum
at this
or something
place.
like that?
To get supplies and everything, and yeah, something like that. And they basically encounter
they are called
these
clickers.
creatures where they cannot see, but their hearing is incredible. So yeah, so they're going through, with their flashlights and
Their sense of
but
hearing is incredible.
They can't see anything, but their
And
hearing
so
is extremely acute.
you know the reason why they're called the clicker,
Extremely
right?
acute. So any sort of
Because of this.
You're probably listening to the sound to me. Yeah,
They're doing
okay.
like echolocation, like a bat.
Makes sense.
Because the cordyceps have infiltrated
Ah,
the
I gotcha.
maxilla,
That makes perfect sense,
periodontal
Ooh.
and into their, maybe infected into their brainstem or maxilla periodontal, which is like their mouth and face. I know this because I have horrible teeth. But yeah, they basically do that. And so the clicker doesn't seem like a threat in the show, right? Because they know how to handle it. But in the game, oh my God, are they terrifying? Because all you hear, you can't see them hardly, and they'll hide in dark spots, and all you can hear is click, click,
Yeah,
click, 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 click,
They're scary.
click. And they'll just stop, and you gotta take cover, because it's like a third-person game, so you gotta take cover, you
That's so
gotta
scary,
scavenge,
bro.
so you gotta come up behind them and shank them. That's the best thing you want to do. Come up behind them and shank them.
Yeah,
Quicker?
the design. I really like the design of the like the pre and post. Like when they first get infected, to where
Wait.
they officially become like complete. Yeah, they completely
Wait
mutate.
for when you see the
And like
bloaters.
I think just the design
Lost the
is really well done as well.
Yeah, there's other ones. There's not just clickers. There's bloaters,
Those are the
clickers.
creatures,
There's not just in the game. There's not just these mutation ones and regular ones to worry about. You also have to worry about people. raiders, stuff like that will kill you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So Joel basically is trying to transport Ellie, and he's with Tess and stuff. And at this point, Tess and Joel are an item. They're in a relationship.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true.
And
yeah.
you know, they go in this battle that when they're searching for supplies and stuff like that. They're scavenging, and they're searching for supplies, ammo, whatnot, everything like for that.
Yes.
And
so they walk into this museum not knowing that there's anything in there. They just blindly walking in and hoping and praying that they leave unnoticed, basically.
Shite gets real. And
very much
they
so.
meet the clicker. They kill the clicker, but there's an infected
That's incredible.
laying on the ground. And
Yes.
yeah, she does get Tess gets bit.
Someone gets bit.
Like I said, these are spoiler territories. Tess gets bit. We have this emotional scene where Tess she's back.
like her chest, I think.
Joel fires a gun, which alerts all the cordyceps. Because the cordyceps.
Yes.
Crap. Maxia.
Are sensitive to.
Let me look it up. I know it starts with M.
Go ahead, look it up real quick if you need to.
No, it starts with the M. They have nervous system, if you didn't know. They are called, they kind of have a nervous system, the growth factor, and I can't think of what it's called.
You got a central nervous system or just a nervous system?
It starts with the M, and I can't think of it. Crap.
Well, while you're thinking of that, I think it was really crazy how those viruses or those I'm just gonna call it a virus. How when you even walk like on the floor,
That's
like,
what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. It starts with the M, and I can't think of what it's
like
called.
from underneath, which I think
it's part of a fungi,
super
and
crazy.
it's basically the nervous system of fungi. Joel fires a shot, which alerts one the nervous system and wakes up all the dead cordyceps infected people that are on the ground. And then Tess shows that Joel that she's bitten, and to get the fuck out of there, there will be a little bit of language because there is language in the show. And so she has a grenade, and she there's this infected cordyceps early infected, and the nerve endings are coming out of his mouth. And he kisses her, and then she blows up the entire museum as Joel and Ellie are running out.
Dude, that was wild. Dude,
so,
that was like
I
such
think it should have been a little more emotional. I think because I knew it was going to happen. Because I played the game, it wasn't as emotional as it was in the game, because you got to spend more time with Joel and with Tess and Ellie before she killed herself.
Gotcha. Well, that makes more sense. Yeah, because she died in the second episode.
But the writing in
it wasn't long,
is great.
at all.
Guys,
like,
the writing
episode-wise. like when you kill a character,
Like I give the
second episode, it's
second
like, wow.
episode a 10 out of 10.
But I understand. The writing was so well done.
9.5.
Oh, absolutely. The first one was probably
Because the
like
writing
more
was
like
there,
8,
bro. The
because of
visuals
course it
were
was a
there
little
from
slow.
the
You have
video
to tell
game.
the story. You have to have build up. You have to have
9.5.
background. Yeah. Okay. I can see that.
They feel real, right? That's what this great thing about the game
And I
is.
like
The
the
characters'
dialogue
writing
too.
makes them
The way
feel
they did
real.
the dialogue
You can
and
connect
the way
with
they
them.
interacted with each character.
So should we get to the more
Yeah,
controversial
That
episode?
was really great.
Because this one's going to be more in depth. Because we just watched this
Fiesta.
today, and I was not expecting Bill to be that way, but you know, whatever. More power to you, Bill and Frank.
I wasn't expecting it at all.
So they did change it from the original game. Bill and Frank. So
It's
Bill-
crazy. I can't even
Bill
explain how
basically-
crazy it is.
well, when shit goes down, the government comes in. You know,
So it's like
and
a slight
starts like
mention, basically,
whoever
right in the
they'll
video
allow
game.
people in, right? But whoever
contact the
they can't
authorities.
fit, they just execute, right? So that happens. So they come in. Bill goes and
Hostiles removed.
look at my two favorite
Yeah.
weapons.
Well, I don't think, and I don't think the episode
It's
or
his
the
bunker.
TV show does a good job of explaining where Bill came from.
He
'Cause,
has
like
a
all of a
bunker
sudden, there's a
underground.
hole in the ground, and
Oh.
then he's just automatically there. I don't understand how he got there, and I don't
Yeah,
know if the video game does any.
He lived
But this
in
was
that
outside.
town.
But this was outside his compound.
Yeah,
You
he
know what I'm
lived in
saying?
the town. But that's what I'm saying.
This was outside the compound.
Yeah, Bill. Oh no, that's Frank. The other guy's Frank.
Oh, so he lived in town too?
Right.
No, I'm talking about Bill, the other guy.
I was fixing to get to the part that he was
Right,
finally gonna
right,
find
right.
Frank in
Frank
the,
is the guy, the resident.
in the hole.
Bill is the one who was in the hole, and it's just like, hey, I'm here, don't shoot me. So what I'm saying is, like, I don't think the...
Well, okay, so he was coming from the QZ, Baltimore QZ.
Yeah, so what I'm
14
saying
zone.
is, I don't think the
And it was
TV show
overrun.
explained how he got in the hole in the first place.
So he was walking all that way for, I don't know,
Okay.
a long time, I
Makes
guess.
sense.
And he came across the town and he
So
fell
he
into
just
the hole that Bill
somehow
booby
went-
trapped. Bill was underground. Bill was underground in his bunker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bill was underground.
That makes sense.
And his bunker
okay, that
walks
makes
you through
even
the
a lot
monitor.
more sense, because I was like, how did this guy get there even?
And so he came out, you know, and he's like, get the fuck out of my town, you know. He's holding him back up, and he's like, what are you doing here? You know, and he's like,
Okay.
I came from Baltimore QZ.
Double-
And he's like, it got overran.
Right. That is, yeah, I remember that. Yep.
No, Bill invites Frank into his home.
Yes, I do remember that. And so
Bill
Frank
is the one
invites
with the
him
town. With the town.
into his home. Yeah, okay. Is Frank the one with the long beard?
Yeah, Bill's the
Or Bill's the
prepper.
one long beard? Okay.
Well, he just
So
no.
he's the one
Frank
with the
tells
gun
him
on
he
his hip.
hasn't ate for 2 days,
Gotcha.
and he's you know.
Okay, so
Bill
yes.
tells him, or
So
Frank
Bill
tells
invites
Bill he
Frank
hasn't
into his
ate
house,
for 2 days.
thinking it's like,
So Frank, Bill invite.
okay.
He says basically, can I come in, you know, and get a meal, hot meal and stuff. And this episode is basically
little
a
sympathetic.
relationship episode. It's a downer moment. There's not
Yeah.
hardly any action.
Yeah. Right. Which it was a lot of filler, to be honest, but I felt that way. But on the same sense,
The writing
on the same
was
token,
so good.
I feel that it was so well written. It was just like, wow.
It was
you know,
perfect, dude. It made
I'm
you
not
feel
saying
it.
that part needed to be in there. I'm just saying, like, it was the
So
writing
then,
was impeccable.
Yeah, he
I
goes
mean, it
in
really
and he
was.
goes in like this gourmet meal, right?
Yeah, it really
wine.
is, you know.
Rabbit, wine, some like bougie ass wine too.
Right, like with rabbit and wine.
He cooked him like some bougie ass wine.
Hey, let's go. I got a skyjack.
Yeah, that's what it was, Bordeaux.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I know, right? Some like Bordeaux or, you know, some
Successful.
French wine. Yeah, like some
And then we
beautiful
and
French
then we
wine
cut like
or you
what
know,
is
some
it like 4 years later,
amazing meal. Fresh grown vegetables and
they're
you know,
living together.
like the works, man.
You know,
like
we
the
have
best
this
meal.
like sex scene where he kisses Bill, and yeah, it
Yeah,
goes down
something
on
like that.
Bill
Three
and
years.
stuff like that. And then we cut 4
Yes,
years later,
yes.
and you know,
Right. And it goes down.
crap.
Basically.
We cut 4 years later, and they're like living together, basically arguing like a married couple.
Let's go.
You know,
Cheers, Scotty
Bill
Jacks.
goes, I want to fix up the boutique, you know,
Yes.
blah blah blah, and like, or Frank goes, I want to
Right,
fix
and
up
they
the
have
boutique, and Bill's
basically-
like, what the fuck for?
Yeah, pretty much.
He's like, because we might have friends. Whiplash. And
Uh-huh.
you know, whatever.
Like
You know,
there's
it's
nobody
gay,
in
whatever.
there.
You know. So you find out that
Right,
Bill and Frank have
exactly.
been boning. You know, and then we cut back to so they get raided. It's like what? 10 years later?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's 10 years later, and they get raided. Raiders come in. But first, before that, a walker comes in. A walker comes
Yeah,
in,
and then I
and
think it
he's
goes to
like,
20
come on,
years
come on,
after
and
that.
then he has booby traps in the forest all over the place, and then, boom, a shotgun blast comes out of nowhere and just annihilates the shooter, blows his head off, right off. So they only have one walker,
Yes.
and then they get raided, and Frank wakes up, and he's like, Bill. Yeah, there's people getting on fire, flamethrowers, it's fucking awesome. And yeah,
It's like on fire. People are
shit get
burning.
real.
And
And
people getting shot. Booby traps being
there's
set off.
flamethrowers and stuff, and like people burning.
It's getting real.
Yeah, and
right.
so Frank is in the house. He gets woken up by all the noise and stuff, and then the gunshots, the explosions, and he's
Dude, it's getting
screaming,
pretty
Bill,
intense at this
Bill,
point.
Bill, and he opens up the door, and luckily they did the right move, and Bill's right outside, just popping shots, man, popping shots with the bolt rifle, and I mean, he was standing out in the open,
Yeah.
so that was he
Yeah,
was
it's a
standing out in the
sniper.
open. He was standing out in the open. That was
Yeah,
kind of
bolt rifle,
stupid.
yeah.
But he was standing out in the open,
And
and
he gets shot in like the stomach.
he got shot in the stomach, and you know, he's like, you know, call Joel and Tess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but before then, so when it was 10 years later, Joel comes in looking for supplies to trade to,
He's like,
and
he
they,
knows everything.
you know, so
He knows everything.
a mutual beneficial thing. They had something they wanted, and they could trade for something they wanted. So Joel and Tess came there, and he said, "What? Who's coming? Friends?" And he's like, when he was talking about like friends may come, he's talking about
Exactly.
Joel and Ellie, or Joel and Tess, I mean. And
Well, you don't have any friends.
so Joel and Tess come there and stuff, and they
Right.
eat this bougie meal with them and stuff like that,
Yes,
you
yes.
know, and all that, and then basically, you know, and then he goes, call Joel,
Yeah.
when after 10 years later, after they leave and stuff,
That's
they
pretty
get
awesome,
raided.
dude.
Joel tells him that, you know, you might want to reinforce your gate because, like, it's going to rust in a year, and it's going to rust in a year, and you might want to reinforce it. So Bill reinforces the gate after 10 years and stuff, but there's raiders that come, and Bill gets shot. He's standing out in the open shooting a bolt-action rifle at random, and Bill gets shot in the stomach, and he's like, call Joel, he'll take care of you, you know, because he thought he was going to die. He's like, you know, and then we get this fade out into black, and then it fades back in, and it's 20 years later, and Bill is fine, but Frank is in a freaking wheelchair. You know? Frank is in a freaking wheelchair, and you're sitting there wondering, why is Frank in a wheelchair, right? Well, it comes to find out that Frank has, he makes a joke. He goes, it's not like they have the MRI door-to-door salesmen coming now.
Yeah.
So you basically figure out that Frank has cancer. He's in a wheelchair. So they basically enjoy their life together and stuff like that for about 20 years. And
Exactly.
so he gets sick of living, and he tells Bill, you know, just put my pill, crush my pills up and put it in the wine and let me go, you know, and
Fiesta.
he goes, just do everything I want you to do before you do it. And so he you know, they go to the boutique and stuff like that. Bill makes him they get dressed in nice suits. They get married because Frank wants to get married. So Bill gets married to Frank, and
they get dressed and all that. Yeah,
it's a beautiful scene, by the way. It really is beautiful written. Like, it had me in tears too at that point. I was crying at that point, dude. I was literally crying because the writing was like fantastic.
The writing is amazing.
And so Bill gets married to him, and Bill makes this beautiful dinner and stuff. They eat strawberries. Bill grows strawberries, and they have this like love scene with strawberries before you find out Frank has cancer.
Yep.
It was. I thought it was very sad.
It's pretty crazy.
But Bill, you know,
to be honest, I think it's kind of sad. I don't think it was really sad.
And then he's like, "Oh no, you know," he's like, "Did you crush up the pills?" And he's like, "Yeah, I put it in the whole bottle of wine," and he crushes up and pours him a drink, and crushes it up more to make it a double dose. And then so Bill basically says, like, I can't live without you, you know, you're my whole purpose. And so they both
there's enough pills to kill a horse.
So they both
Sister.
car. Yeah, they both lay in bed. I guess they have sex. They lay in bed. They have sex for the last time, I guess. They lay in bed.
So what happens?
And they die.
I don't think we know what happens to Bill.
They kill themselves. Bill died from drinking the wine. He put it in the bottle of wine.
I don't know.
They killed themselves with the bottle of wine. He had cancer.
Die from because he didn't put any pills. Oh, no, I'm sorry. What about Frank? What about Frank? What did he pass away from?
Bill.
Because it doesn't say.
Because it crushed up the pills in the
Yeah,
wine.
the big burly guy. What's his name?
He died of an overdose.
Right? Yeah, the bigger one.
No, he didn't.
Bill.
He
So
put
what
it
did
in the
Bill?
bottle.
What did Bill die
He
of?
didn't just
Because
put it in his glass.
it
He put
doesn't
it in
say.
the bottle too. Yes.
He didn't.
Yeah.
No.
He said because that's
No,
why
no,
he
the
said.
other guy died of an overdose.
You know, I'm satisfied. I have no other reason to live. You're my purpose.
He put it in the bottle
That's what
too?
Bill tells Frank.
Oh wow. I didn't know that.
And then, but to finish out the episode, you know, Joel and Ellie, they come in. And,
Anyways,
you know,
it's been incredible. You know,
they find
the
the
whole
keys,
story.
the
Like,
note,
I can't deny that.
saying
It
that
even,
you know
moved
they,
me, you know.
you know, if you need supplies, take what you need, stuff like that.
They find them.
He
like,
found the
note.
keys to the truck and got it in the truck, and they found the note. Ellie finds a gun in a drawer, and they go in this bunker
Right.
and they find all these guns and stuff like that. And then they take what they need and they leave in Bill's truck. And Bill and Frank are in bed, dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a beautifully written
Right,
episode.
exactly.
Like,
From the note.
10 out of 10, no drunk man.
From what the
God,
note
dude,
explains.
that's the guy that wrote the story for the video game.
Dude, it was
and
gut
he's
wrenching
also
for real.
writing the story for the show, so I'm guessing that's why it's so freaking
It
good.
really was. Does that make sense?
I mean, you get quite a bit of gayness kissing.
Right,
I'm
and
not
I mean,
gonna
you know
lie.
my views and everything like that. I'm not gonna get into all that, but you know what I'm saying. But for me to even say it was beautifully
like
written, saying something, you know what I'm saying?
They didn't go that far, but they don't leave much to imagination. You kind of don't have to, you know, that Bill goes down or Frank goes down on Bill in bed.
Right.
And I figured the only reason
Right,
Bill realized, you know, was giving
Right, exactly.
faces or whatever, I don't know. And Frank figured he was gay, you know, Frank was gay.
Yeah. Right.
I didn't know Bill was gay either. I thought, cause like in the video game, you know, you go to his town, and you know, you're looking for a battery and stuff like this.
I didn't know that.
And like when you get the
I thought
battery
he
and
played
stuff,
the
and
piano,
you fix the
like Mr.
battery and
Worm.
find, cause Frank hangs himself in the game. You find Frank hanging.
Your opponent was impact intolerant.
Halfway to victory.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then basically Bill gives you the battery. Bill's not
So they did a
really
little
a
change up then
greatest
from-
guy, so I do like they
from the
did
game
change
versus-
it for the better.
I gotcha.
But I do like that you get to know about Bill's character a bit more.
Yeah.
So they're
Those are
going to
interesting.
go see they're gonna see
Yeah,
Joel.
it's been
So
a
the
very
fourth
interesting
episode they're
show,
gonna
and
go
I'm
see
really
Joel's
enjoying every bit of it.
brother. And Joel's brother's in the part of the Fireflies, if I remember. At this point.
Yes. Yeah. That's what it sounds like. Because that's the whole reason, you know, he's going. Joe is, and to drop Ellie off. Okay then.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's of this year, it's absolutely the best show of this year, bro.
Well, it's been an amazing show
So
so
far,
far.
right
You know,
now,
it's probably
it's
one of my
the
top
best
favorite
TV
shows
show
of all
right now
time.
you can
I mean,
watch.
of this
I think.
year so far.
Well, how
Yeah, this year.
will it
That's what I
end?
mean.
Because there's only like after next Sunday, there's only going to be 4 more episodes. Because as far as I understand, it's only going to be eight episodes. Yeah. Yeah. For that season, but it's already been confirmed for season 2 after the 2nd episode. So.
Really?
Right, so I'm
First
wondering
season?
if the second season will go into The Last of Us Part 2, or is it going to continue The Last of Us and go into The Last of Us Part 2?
Well, I'd hope so. They wouldn't cut it, you know what I'm saying?
2030, depending on how you play, because I played sneaky, so it took me 40 hours.
Well, how many
I
hours
did
worth of
more of a
gameplay is the
sneaky run
game?
and kept most of my guns. I didn't fire a lot of guns. I shanked a lot of
Okay,
enemies
so
and
it's-
stuff like that. Only use the guns on the bloaters and stuff like that, because you have a lot of clickers
Really?
in the game.
Hmm.
In dark areas, man, you got clickers, and the only
Yes,
time you
yes.
can see them is Only way you can see them is when and that's it. That's it. That's all you can, until they get right up on you. That's all you can do.
Oh, dude, that's so creepy.
Victory. Gain the lead.
Yeah, that's pretty creepy right there for real.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
sad.
there's not a lot of
That's
that going
what
on.
happens when you have a free to play game.
A lot of that aimbot.
But yeah, you need to really like one day like actually check out the game itself, because I think you'd like it. If you like the show.
Right.
If you like, yeah, when it comes out on PC, you need to play it. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's not out yet.
Yeah, I
It's up for
definitely need to
pre-order. Pre-order.
It's up for pre-order. Pre-order. In your.
On the island. It's all good.
There we go.
Defeat.
Dude, that guy's aimbot that hard.
Yes, the Last of Us. If you haven't seen it on HBOMax, we highly recommend it. Like, watch it now.
Yeah, man. I think that pretty much wraps everything up.
So, without further ado,
Yes, sir.
I am Krillin. And we are outie.